Joining us right now is your Worcester Railers head coach and general manager, Jordan Lavallee-Smotherman, or Jay Smoothie, as he's known on Twitter, and what I like to call him. Jordan, how you doing this morning?
I am doing well, guys. How about you?
Doing all right.
Awesome.
Doing all right. We got a big weekend, a 3-3 at home weekend, starting on Friday night, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I was at the game Friday. What an amazing game! An amazing game that was. It was just back and forth. I got to tell you, when it got to be 5-3, you guys were down 5-3. I was like, all right, honey, let's go.
What?
Sorry, man. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, man.
One of those guys. Huh?
I'm one of those guys. I was totally one of those guys. And my wife, to her credit, doesn't go to a lot of games. She enjoys a good hockey game, though. She's like, no, you know this can change really quickly.
Good.
And I was like, okay, I'll get another hot dog. I'll hang out, But what, Adam? What's going on?
No, I was waiting for Smo to talk.
Talk. But that was an amazing game. That was an amazing game.
I'm glad it was amazing for you guys where you were sitting, because from behind the bench, it's about as stressful as they come. I feel like the guys did it on purpose.
How dare you?
So we talked briefly. Well, actually, not briefly. We talked about this on your podcast. The heart surgery I had like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So these guys are putting that to the test. And oddly enough, this was like my 5-year checkup. I had a Holter monitor on, so I had a heart monitor on through that whole game. And I got to be honest, I cannot wait to see the results from that Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Between 7 and 9:45, particularly like the 9:20 to 9:40.
That's funny.
What that's going to look like for me.
You'll be able to see where every goal was scored, especially that one with 15 seconds left that tied up the game. I mean, that must have been crazy.
So there's a button on it that you could push when you want something marked. And I pushed it for every goal against in that game. So,
I'll tell you, Smo, as the public address announcer, 13 goals in that game. There were a bunch of penalties in addition to all of the other announcements. That's a game I wish I got paid by the word.
Seriously, I did not hear any mistakes, though, so it sounds like it was a good night for you.
Thank you. No, I did well. But when you tied that game up, first of all, 2 goals in 30 seconds from Trevor Cosgrove. There's a kid who scored his first professional goal. And 30 seconds later, his second professional goal. What a night for Trevor.
Yeah, and let's add 3 assists on top of that for the night as well.
A 5-point game.
He had a 5-point night. No, that was a big night for him. Obviously, a big night for the team. For him to be able to step up that like that and kind of carry us through. For us to come back down 2-3 times on the weekend was huge for our locker room. So I'm really looking forward to what we can bring into next weekend based off that foundation we started to build.
Now, when I walked in there Friday night, one of the security guys that I know grabbed me and said, they called up all of their goalies. They don't have any goalies. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, well, who's going to play net? But you had that kid in there, Brent Moran. He looked like he was about 6'5" or something like that. But
he played well.
He did pretty well. He made some pretty amazing saves.
He did. I mean, the scoreline did not represent the quality of his game. They had a few goals, probably 4 or 5 of them that we didn't really give him much of a chance on. But he's a great kid. He's a good goalie. He's a hard worker. He's a former Dallas Stars pick. I want to say 4th or 5th round. So it's in there somewhere, and then he started to show it to us over the last week here as he's settled in. He's been with us almost a month now. We carried 3 goalies for a reason, thinking that this might happen at some point. And it paid off for us, luckily, especially on Saturday. I mean, he's a major part of the reason we won that game.
So if say God forbid, and I don't even want to mention this, but say Moran can't play for some reason, you're out of goalies. Who do you go to? Do you call Adam Webster in?
What?
What happens? So
we have another kid in right now as our emergency backup. Austin Kane is his name. He played at Providence College, a good D1 hockey program. So he's got experience. Another guy that we've got faith in that if we needed him to start a game for us or go in for Moran at some point, he would be able to. So there's a pipeline. I mean, that's major part of my job is making sure we have the bodies, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember a few years ago, I think it was either the Blackhawks or the Blues. they had to go to their like backup goalie, and he was some accountant that had to come straight from the office and suit up and get on the ice. I think it was Chicago.
Well, then they had the Zamboni driver who came in and got a shutout, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Ayers came in early and won the game for Carolina against Toronto. But then it actually happened about 4 or 5 days ago.
Really?
Edmonton had to call an emergency backup, a kid from the University of Alberta, who stepped in and had to play a period or so with them as well. So it is starting to, unfortunately, happen for you bugs often.
Well, I'm available whenever you need. I haven't been on skates in about 20 years, but I'll do my best, Smo.
I'll give you the same answer I gave your friend Josh Dolan there. It's an insurance liability issue. We cannot do that.
Oh.
You can't just take the fattest guy in the building and just put pads on him and say, just make yourself big and stand there.
That's funny.
Was it the MasterCard commercial where they had the big walrus that was in front of them?
Yes.
Or cover or something like that, yeah.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Mike Myers a goalie?
He was.
Mike Myers, goalie. I have played against Mike Myers in men's league way back in the day.
Okay.
He used to step in an e-bug in practice for the Sharks when he first started with the team.
Yeah. So you can call in Mizey, right?
I saw Mike Myers drop his fork in the press room and say "ouch" when he went to pick it up. I don't know that filling in his goaltender is a good idea.
That's awesome. Well, this weekend we got 3-3 at home. You're taking on the South Carolina Stingrays all weekend long. Friday night and then Saturday and Sunday. But Saturday's the big game because it's Star Wars night. Very contentious because you guys don't have a Star Trek night. I'm thinking about calling lawyers on that. But there's a costume contest going on where the winner can get a 4-pack of tickets and some Railer stuff. And do you plan on dressing up that night, Smo?
I probably won't, but I'm hoping that you actually show up in a Star Trek costume out of protest.
Yeah. Well, if the 501st Legion is going to be there, the Stormtrooper Legion, I fear for my safety if I show up in a United Federation of Planets standard uniform. I feel like I could be detained, like a scene out of Andor, But yeah,
I would be willing to. I'd be willing to watch that happen.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
That 501st Garrison does such a great job. Their Darth Vader is legit. It's like right out of the movies. Their stormtroopers are incredible. But you should at least have matching. You and the assistant coach should at least have matching Star Wars ties or something.
Yeah.
We may go. We just go all black and go Darth Vader on the bench. That could be something we. In honor of Star Wars.
That would be awesome. And fans can buy lower level tickets and get a light sword for $25. So that's a pretty cool Star Wars night promotion. There's going to be some green screen photo opportunities and some other fun stuff on the concourse. And you can go to railershc.com for all things tickets.
As far as the pie eating contest goes, and I'm not going to whine about wanting to get in on that now, but I think you should choose 2 people in costume and then make them keep their helmets or masks on while they eat the pies.
I think it's amazing. We made it almost 5 radio conversations without you bringing up the pie contest. So.
I think it was 3, but okay.
Well, Brody satiates me. He slips me a free pie every time I go down there. I'm like, how come I'm not in the contest? He's like, here, just take a free pie. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Take a pie and go.
Yeah.
What are the odds we can get 2 of the players who are scratched that night and not dressed to partake in the pie eating contest?
You know what? I think they have had a player in the past do it. Oh, you know what it was? They had players do it at one of the Bravehearts games.
Oh, okay.
They
nice.
played the Bravehearts game, and I think it was Ross Olson last year did it.
Oh, gotcha.
With Charlie Coyle, maybe, who was out at that game that night.
From the
Bruins.
Bruins. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a brawl break out at the pie eating contest. That would be fantastic.
The closest thing to that ever happened is when you were in the pie eating contest.
Yeah, in tracks.
Yeah,
it's his birthday Sunday, by the way. They're having a big celebration for that guy. And you know what? I still got beef with Trax. All right, for shoving my face into the pie and inhibiting my abilities. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
He he's the judge usually as well, and he has not favored your efforts.
Yeah, not at all. I got a bone to pick with Trax. But you can go out there Sunday and celebrate Trax's birthday, also at the DCU Center. Jordan Lavallee-Smotherman, your coach of your Worcester Railers and general manager. Thank you for joining us this morning, man. We will see you. We'll see you in your Darth Vader outfit on Saturday night.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks.